Commission. Honorable Mr. Justice Majanja was not only a committed and esteemed member of the association, but also a highly respected and distinguished judge. The esteem and confidence of the membership in the person of Hon Mr. Justice Majanja was demonstrated by his re-election just a few weeks ago to represent the interests of the association in the Judicial Service Commission. The role played by Honorable Mr. Justice Majanja towards the realization of the objectives of the association cannot be underscored, and we are eternally grateful. Honorable Mr. Justice Majanja's commitment to his work as a judge was immeasurable. That contribution is well recorded in the law reports. Honorable Mr. Justice Majanja was personable. He was generous, as has been said, and kind to a fault. He was likable. He was soft-spoken. He had people skills. He was a personal person to many of us. Now, the Kenyan judiciary adopted a lot of traditions and customs of the British judiciary. And those who are in the legal fraternity know that it's not uncommon for our judges adopting titles associated with the British judiciary. In this regard, most of you know we have a Lord of the Hyacinth. Yes? We also have a Lord of Umala Shire. We also have two Lord Dennings. One of them is here. On 25th of May this year, as I introduced the candidates vying for the position of a representative of the association to the Judicial Service Commission, I introduced them using their honorifics. Regrettably, I did not know of any honorific for our departed brother. Him, if he had any, in his usual humble mien, you can just call me Maj. The Almighty has plucked the best fruit from his vineyard. Almighty Father, it is your will. It is your will. Death being ordained for all persons, and there being a time for everything, the death of Honorable Mr. Justice Majanja stings to the core. The Executive Council, on behalf of the association and the entire membership, extends its deepest condolences to the family, relative, and friends of our departed fallen brother, Honorable Mr. Justice Majanja. Upon the soul of our faithfully departed brother, Honorable Mr. Justice Majanja, Lord, have mercy. Christ, have mercy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Honorable Justice Radido, President of the Kenya Magistrate and Judges Association. We'd like to receive the apologies of the Kenya Welfare Judges Association. They are represented here, but they want to pass their condolences and kindly receive those on their behalf. Let me at this juncture welcome the presiding judge of the Civil Division in the High Court, Justice Christine Meoli, who would also come and give her condolences. Welcome, Honorable Judge.
Thank you very much. Allow me to adopt the protocol that has already been set. As you've heard, I come from the Civil Division. They dispatched me here to bring our condolences to the family of Judge Majanja, to Mzee, Mama, the sisters and brothers, and indeed the entire family. Please receive our condolences. Now that we are at the home of Justice Majanja, I feel that it is fitting that I read the tribute that was put together by the division concerning our beloved brother. Please allow me to read. Honorable Justice D.A.S. Majanja, stressed and in need of help and support, and with seemingly boundless energy and enthusiasm. He rarely said no to a request for assistance, but if he declined, he did so with grace, as was consistent with his noble character. As a beneficiary of Justice Majanja's consent support, prior to his transfer to our division, that is the Civil Division, we were excited when he eventually joined our team in March of 2023, bringing with him his characteristic zeal and sense of purpose in his duties. We were touched by his humble and gentle mien, despite his position as a commissioner in the Judicial Service Commission, his ability to listen, and exceptional generosity. Although he spoke in measured words, Justice Majanja's kind-hearted nature was evident to the judges, the deputy registrars, and staff in the Civil Division who interacted with him. In our eyes, he exemplified a servant leader and a team player who cared for others, both in word and deed. His presence was a blessing to the Civil Division, and we were therefore counting on having this formidable judge in our midst for at least 3 years. Alas, that was not to be. However, we take consolation in the fact that although Justice Majanja has been taken from us, his brief stay in the Civil Division has left an indelible footprint on our hearts. And for that, we are grateful to God. The Civil Division will surely miss Justice Majanja. Goodbye, gentle giant, the man on an urgent mission. Your mission is complete. Now rest in peace, and may God be glorified. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Judge, for those tributes from the Civil Division. Probably we could tafadhali tunaomba utulivu tafadhali. Tunaendelea na ratiba yetu wakati huu. Karibu sana governor wa county hii, asante sana. Tulikuwa tunaendelea na ratiba yetu hapa na tulikuwa tunaendelea kwa utaratibu, kwa hivyo naomba tuzidi kuendelea kwa jinsi hiyo. Asanteni sana. At this time, let me take this opportunity to welcome the Honorable Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, Honorable Frida Mokaya, to make her remarks and condole with the family. Registrar.
Honorable Justice William Ouko, the church, the family of our late departed colleague, Honorable Justice Majanja, I stand on the protocols that have already been established. Good afternoon. It is with great difficulty that I pay tribute to the late Honorable Justice David Majanja. The last few days have been very difficult, coming to terms with the reality that Honorable Judge is no longer with us. I vividly recall that on Monday, the 8th of July, Honorable Judge called me and asked to meet me. I told him that I was at the Judicial Service Commission offices, but he insisted that he wanted to meet me at the Supreme Court. So I made time, and when I arrived, he called me again and told me to give him a few minutes because he was processing his admission at the hospital. So I gave him time, and he came at about 5 o'clock. We held a conversation. He told me about his illness, and I made a few inquiries about the doctor, the hospital, and Judge said that this is a simple ailment, it's a simple procedure. He will go in and come out, and that he would be ready to continue with his work. At that moment, I asked him, Judge, let us hold hands and pray together. And we did. We prayed together and asked that God would see him through that operation and he would resume his duties. I am grateful that God gave me that last moment with the judge. And I'm grateful for the comfort of his genuine friendship and support. Judge was a great man. Judge was a mentor. We will miss him. We will miss his contribution to the judiciary, his contribution in the commission. It was only 53 days ago that he was re-elected back to the commission. He could have served his term, but God had other plans. In everything, we are reminded to give thanks. I know that Judge spoke for the lowly. He spoke for those who are below him. He spoke for the weak. He was a voice to the voiceless. Many times, Judge spoke for the staff of the judiciary. He spoke for the magistrates. He spoke for the judges. He stood for all of you, and we are going to miss him. I would like to request that the staff of the judiciary who are here kindly stand up for recognition. The staff of the judiciary and the Judicial Service Commission, kindly just wave. Asanteni sana. We have magistrates who are here. Kindly just stand up for recognition. Asanteni sana. We also have registrars, Registrar of the High Court and other registrars. Kindly wave. Thank you so much. I know judges will be recognized when Honorable Justice William Ouko will be giving his remarks. Fare thee well, my mentor. Fare thee well, Madge. Fare thee well, my friend. God bless you.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Chief Registrar, for your tribute. At this juncture, allow me to welcome the Honorable Justice Jemima Kelly, who will give a tribute on behalf of the presiding judge, the Employment and Labor Relations Court. Honorable Judge, please.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Church. All protocols observed. My Lord Justice Ouko, His Excellency Governor Barasa, and all protocols observed. To Mr. Gershom Majanja, pole sana. My name is Jemima Kelly. I stand here on behalf of our principal judge, my Lord Byram Ongaya, for Employment and Labor Relations Court. I'm a resident judge of this county, and he sent his message of condolences to the family of the late Judge Majanja. I have seen my colleagues from the Employment and Labor Relations Court, and maybe they can just stand and wave. Judges of the Employment and Labor Relations Court. Yes, thank you. Allow me to proceed and read the remarks of Justice Byram Ongaya and his message in tribute to Justice Majanja. The Honorable Justice Commissioner Majanja is one of the greatest jurists and judge of post-Constitution of Kenya 2010. The Honorable Judge developed good and deep, rich jurisprudence. He is the judge who settling jurisdictional issues of the co-equals superior courts held in the USIU case that the Employment and Labor Relations Court and the Environment and Land Court have jurisdiction to interpret the Constitution and enforce the Bill of Rights in their subject matter disputes. He was a great, resilient judicial leader, demonstrating virtues of humility and magnanimity. He was generous, as you have been told by others before me, always contributing to community needs. He readily shared knowledge, including latest court decisions with judges in our WhatsApp group. He was completely collegial judge, embracing training, coaching, mentoring, and exploration. We really thank the Almighty and the family for blessing the world with such a wonderful, resourceful soul. The legacy of Honorable Justice Majanja will endure forever. Thank you. God bless you all.
Thank you very much, Honorable Judge, for that tribute from your court. Let me take this opportunity to welcome Justice Ngote, the Principal Judge of the Environment and Land Court, to also give his tribute on behalf of the court. Welcome, Judge.
Thank you very much, Deputy Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, the Supreme Court Judge, Justice William Ouko, the Governor of this great county, His Excellency Baraza, the DPP, the JSC members. Let me write on the protocols that have already been laid down. On behalf of the Environmental Land Court, which I head, I want to bring the condolences to the family of our brother, Justice Majanja. I bring the condolences of the members of staff. And let me take this opportunity just to recognize the judges of the Environment Land Court who are here. I'm sure the presiding judge of Kakamega is from that court. I suspect he's also here. Thank you very much, judges. Just wave. I will describe Justice Majanja using 2 episodes. The first episode happened in the year 2022. We had visited Justice Mwanyale, who is one of our judges in the Environmental Land Court in Kilifi County, for his homecoming party, which is a tradition, I think, that is started with the politicians, but it seems we have also followed it. Now, when we were in Kilifi, in that remote part of the country, the principal of the school where we were holding the function informed us that there are 2 girls in that particular school who had performed exceptionally well. They had actually attained about 400 marks. One of the girls was supposed to report to Lugulu girls, I think the following week, and the other girl had been admitted to Pangani girls. And the principal, or rather the headmaster told us that these girls come from very poor families and they are not going to join Form 1. We were with Justice Majanja and around 10 judges. I can see my brother from Kitale is here. And what the judge, who was the senior most judge in that function, told us is that the judges who are in this function are going to pay the school fees for those 2 girls from Form 1 up to Form 4. And he made us to make that pledge. And he told us before we leave that function, we must raise not less than 200,000. He made me the treasurer for that particular occasion, and he told me, Judge Angote, I'm your employer, I want 200,000 before we leave this function. And those judges contributed not less than 20,000 per judge that very day. And we gave the family approximately more than 200,000. The girls are now in Form 3. The group of the judges who are in Kilifi are still educating those girls. One of our own has left. We will make sure that that group of the judges who are in Kilifi, I can see some of you here, we will make sure that we complete what Judge Majanja told us to do in 2022. The second episode, which just describes the judge, happened a few weeks ago when we had our elections for a JSC representative. It was a very gruesome campaign. We had a judge from my court and a judge from the Employment and Tribal Relations Court as the 2 judges who were running against Justice Majanja. Of course, those 2 judges lost with a huge margin. But what surprised me is that that evening when they just announced the elections, the judge treated his 2 competitors to a lavish drinking spree the entire evening. Unfortunately, I had just rushed to Western because we were also coming to bury Justice Seboso's mom. I missed that party. But can you imagine, you've had a very gruesome campaign, and after the results, you are treating your competitors the entire evening. That is what Justice Majanja stood for. He was very reconciliatory. I remember when we were at Judge Seboso's funeral the following day, just after the elections, he told me, Judge, I'm going to make the ELC one of the greatest courts. And I felt so touched because these are judges who had just had a campaign and will expect that there will be a lot of enmity. That describes Judge Majanja, a very generous person and a peacemaker. On behalf of the ELC again, I bring condolences to the family. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Judge Angote, for that very moving tribute about the generosity and the magnanimity of our departed brother. At this juncture, let me welcome the principal judge of the High Court, Justice Eric Ogolla, to come and also make his tribute. Welcome, Honorable Judge.
To the church, my Lord Justice Ouko, to the family, I bring the condolences, my own condolences, and the condolences of the High Court. Mzee Majanja, your pain cannot be imagined. It will linger, but by the grace of God, it will subside. It is very difficult to speak about Judge Majanja, but I must speak because he was in my court, the High Court. I want to ask the judges of the High Court who are here to stand up so that the mourners can see you. Thank you very much. You may sit down. I don't want to speak about what we've all spoken about Judge Majanja concerning his generosity, his jurisprudential acumen, his intelligence, because those are on record. But I want to say that Justice Majanja has been very close to me. We were admitted as judges together in the year 2011, and he is a constant visitor to my home. My home is not very far from here. Sigomre here is a few kilometers. So whenever he was around here, he would tell me, Ogolla, are you at home? I'm coming to Sigomre. And then I would say, Majanja is coming. Majanja is a person who we cannot describe. I personally ask myself, where did he get all that energy to be everywhere at the same time, to be good to everybody, and to do his work beyond expectation, all at the same time? When I became the principal judge of the High Court, Majanja has given me a lot of encouragement. You know, this is the largest court among the superior courts. We are 98 judges. We have lost 2 now. So you can imagine the management of that court. Majanja would come to my office literally every day to find out how I was doing, how the office was doing, what he would do to help us, because he was in the Judicial Service Commission, and his presence used to give me a lot of confidence because he understood the challenges of leadership. Majanja also would use, because he was so hardworking, he knew how to use the resources which were available. So he would do, my personal assistant Leah would also work for him, typing some of his work. And the amazing thing is that while he was admitted before the surgery, he had to call Leah and find out how far Leah has gone with the typing of his judgments. That's the kind of person we're talking about. He is in hospital waiting for surgery, but asking how far the judgments and rulings he has left with somebody are. It is quite unimaginable. This is the kind of person we are talking about. I ask myself, where does this man get time on earth to be good to everybody and to be everywhere at the same time? I think that was a gift which Mzee Majanja, that was a gift which was given to your family, given to the judiciary, and then given to Kenyans. We are mourning a giant, a jurisprudential giant, and a giant within the corridors of justice of this country. As I conclude, I just want to tell you my last experiences, or what we discussed with Majanja just a few days before he died. I was due to travel to Abuja on Tuesday the 9th. So in his usual characteristic, he came to my office on Monday the 8th and told me, Ogola, I know you are traveling, but he had shared with me his illness, and he had told me what it was, and he assured me that his illness was not something to write home about. It's a normal thing, there's no problem. That is the first time he went to hospital and they discovered the problem. So he came back and told me the problem has been discovered. I have something in my chest which would need a surgery, and it is a simple surgery. So nothing to bother about. So on this day, Monday the 8th, he came to see me to say goodbye to me, because he told me he would be checking in the Nairobi Hostel on Tuesday, but that Tuesday I would also be going to Abuja. So we talked about his ailment, and this is what he told me. I don't want you to be anxious, because the surgery I'm going for is minor, and I also don't want you to tell the judges that I have been admitted. I don't want people to be anxious because it's a minor surgery. So as we are speaking, I was reading a book which was on my table, which by an author called Ryan Holiday. The title is The Obstacle is the Way. So he asked me, why are you reading this book and what does it talk about? The book documents how we can turn challenges into opportunities. The challenges that we experience, how we can turn them into opportunities. So then he asked me, I hope you are getting something from this book which we can use to convince these Gen Zs that the world is good. So in this book there are so many challenges, but you will talk about it when you come back, because the time is not here. You are going to Houston and I'm going to Abuja. And then he was very interested in that title. The obstacle is the way. Meaning that within the obstacle there must be a way out, that every obstacle which we come across itself comes with a way out. So he told me, Eric, this obstacle of the Gen Z and what we are experiencing today must also find a solution. And it has spilled to the judiciary. Our funds, our resources were already not good enough, but they are now the situation is now going to be worse because of the finance bill which has been suspended, which had been recalled. So how do you solve about this problem? I told him that you are in the Judicial Service Commission. You should give us the solution. As this book says, the obstacle is the way. And he smiled that the obstacle is the way. We'll talk about this thing when I come from the hostel and you come from Abuja. My fellow mourners, little did I know that that was the last conversation I was having with my friend. I didn't know that the obstacle which was in Judge Majanja's chest would be the way which would take him to eternity. I just got a shock of my life when I was in Abuja at about 5 p.m. Abuja time, that is about 7 p.m. Kenya time, when Justice Mongo called me and told me what was going on. I was devastated. We were in Abuja with Lady Justice Nyamweya. It was devastating. It was devastating and we cried. I've never cried for a man. I cried for my brother. The obstacle that was in his chest was the way out for him to enter eternity. Here is a great man. Here is a great jurist. We people who are left the judiciary, we will ensure that we deliver the services required by the people of Kenya to honor those of us like Justice Majanja who leave us before time. Mr. Gershon, may God bless your family even in these very difficult circumstances. God bless you, mourners.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Principal Judge of the High Court. We are coming to the tail end of our portion of the program, and at this point we'd like to welcome the Honorable Commissioners of the Judicial Service Commission, and there will be 2 commissioners giving their tribute, and we are going to start with the Honorable Commissioner Omwanza, who will give the tributes on behalf of the Commission, followed by Honorable Jacqueline Ngutia. Honorable Omwanza, please.
Kanisa la marafiki, hamjambo. Keshitere libukana. My name is Omwanza Ombati. I'm a commissioner at the Judicial Service Commission, and before I speak, I would like to call the other commissioners who are here with us so that we can recognize them. The current commissioners and the members of the commission who served at the Judicial Service Commission. Please come forward. Justice Muchelule. Thank you. I wanted to recognize the commissioners who are here. Perhaps they can just say their names, or their name, so that you know them.
God is good, and all the time. Yes, my name is Olive Mugenda. I used to be a commissioner. I'm no longer a commissioner, but Judge Majanja is my friend.
Kwa waombelezaji wote, poleni sana. Mimi naitwa Fatuma Sichale, nawakilisha majaji wa koti ya rufaa katika Judicial Service Commission. Nilimjua Justice Majanja kama mtu ambaye alikuwa ni mpole sana, alipenda binadamu, na muda wake duniani ulikwisha, na yote tunashukuru Mwenyezi Mungu. Asanteni sana.
God is good and all the time. My name is Caroline Zilani Ajuoga. I am a commissioner, representative of the public. Kwa familia ya mzee Majanja, poleni sana. Tumempoteza mmoja wetu. He was a brother to all of us in the commission, and he was just a good man. We are saddened, but in everything we give thanks to God. Poleni sana.
Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Kwa majina naitwa Olwande Evelyn. Mimi pia ni commissioner katika Judicial Service Commission. Mmesikia wakisema hapa kwamba Maj alikuwa amesimamia KMJA katika katiba. Tuko na representatives wawili kutoka KMJA, mmoja mwanamume, mmoja mwanamke, mmoja kutoka kwa High Court na mmoja kutoka kwa Magistracy. So Judge Majanja alikuwa ndio mwakilishi kutoka kwa High Court mwanamume, na mimi nilikuwa ndio mwanamke kutoka kwa Magistracy. And tukifanya kazi kwa commission tulikuwa tukijoke that he is my constitutional spouse, and for the longest that's how we used to refer to one another. In Judge Majanja's death, we have lost big time. We have lost a colleague who was very collegial. We've lost the person who was sort of the think tank and the brilliant mind in the commission. Familia ya judge tunawaambia pole sana, and what we can say is may God rest his soul in eternal peace.
Thank you. God is good, and all the time. To Mzee Majanja, the church, my fellow mourners, and I'll stand by the protocols that have already been set by the Deputy CRJ. I am Justice Emily Ominde of Eldoret Law Courts, and I am a former commissioner. I was representing the magistrates, and Honorable Luande is my successor. And I worked with Judge Majanja as a commissioner and as a friend. And all I can say is I thank the universe of God for giving me the honor, the opportunity, and the privilege to walk upon the face of this planet with the Honorable Mr. Justice Majanja. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Amen.
Kanisa, familia ya ndugu yangu Majanja na wote ambao wamekuja kuomboleza nami, jina langu ni Agri Mchelule, mimi ni judge katika koti ya rufaa. But I served in the Judicial Service Commission, and Judge Majanja took over from me when I had done my bit. Justice Majanja was one of my children in the judiciary. We talked on Tuesday when he was checking into hospital. We agreed I would meet him after surgery, and indeed I went to see him just after surgery on Wednesday. And we agreed I was going to come back the following day to see him. And when I got to my house, I was called to say that he had died. I went back to the hospital and confirmed. Mzee pole sana, because Mzee is my friend. My house is just along the road here. When Majanja died, the Chief Justice asked me to chair the committee that has put together this entire program. And on behalf of the team that did this, I want to thank each one of you for finding time to be with us today. Fare thee well, my brother. Fare thee well, Justice Majanja.
Kanisa, familia ya Judge Majanja, majaji, Your Excellency Governor, mawakili na waombolezi wote, hamjambo. Mrembe bosi, mrembe chanya sae. My name is Jacqueline Ngutia, Bemhana Msubi, Kurura Ebusubi in Vihiga County. Majanja was my brother. In as much as he was a judge, he had many years of experience in terms of he was appointed as an advocate way before me. But when I joined the commission, he became a brother. Judge Majanja was a rainbow in many clouds. And one of the things that we also need to know, that as a judge, he used his pen to ensure that the vulnerable access justice. He institutionalized issues around court visits. When he was in Kisumu, he would continuously go to, prison visits. In Kisumu, he would go to prison at Kodiaga to just hear what the concerns of the inmates were. And when he was in Homa Bay, he was the person who championed for the establishment of the court at Mbita, because he was not happy seeing residents of the islands moving all the way from Mbita going to access justice in Homa Bay town. So the vulnerable in the society have lost a great leader. He is a human rights defender who has left a big gap. What I would just ask is for the judges who are here, for the advocates who are here, and for the community members who are here to try and emulate what he stood for. May Judge Majanja's soul
rest in peace. We will dearly miss him. And we used to joke at the commission, there was no Luhya unity outside, but within the Judicial Service Commission, there was Luhya unity because we worked very, very well with Judge Majanja. Mzee and family, poleni sana, na tunazidi kuwaombea. Asanteni.
Thank you. You'll excuse us because by the virtue of the commission, we spent a lot of time as family with Justice Majanja. I'm going to read a tribute on behalf of the Judicial Service Commission, Dad Majanja and the church, my Lord Justice Ouko and all the judges who are present and everybody present. This is the tribute by the Judicial Service Commission. The untimely death of Commissioner Justice David Majanja has left an immeasurable void in the Commission. We are deeply devastated by the loss of a key pillar whose wisdom, dedication, and unwavering commitment registered towering achievements in the administration of justice. During his tenure as a member of the JSC that lasted over half a decade, Commissioner Justice Majanja rendered exemplary service to the mission and the nation. His tenure was characterized by a relentless pursuit of excellence, a profound understanding of the law, and a genuine passion for ensuring that justice for all. He was compassionate, a fountain of wisdom, and a mentor to many. Commissioner Majanja was a colleague who inspired through his actions, and as a judge whose decisions reflected his deep sense of justice and equity. His legacy will continue to influence and inspire the Commission and the administration of justice for years to come. His re-election to the Commission on the 25th of May 2024 served as a testament to the trust and respect he commanded within the judiciary and the judicial community, and the recognition of his past contributions and a hopeful anticipation of a further positive changes he was poised to bring. Commissioner Justice Majanja was a giant of justice, and he has left behind a legacy that will continue to have a lasting impact on the administration of justice in Kenya. As we mourn his passing, we also celebrate his life dedicated to the noble cause of justice. Fare thee well, Commissioner Justice David Majanja. So as you heard Majanja, and we all agree, common cause is that he was an excellent human being. But besides his service to humanity, he was also a very good friend. He was a humanist. He had a very good sense of humor. I remember when we were in Rwanda, Justice Ouko, you remember, about 3 weeks ago or 4, we were being entertained by the Rwandese traditional dances, and he kept on posting on the JSC wall, and he said, I must just be convinced to get a bride from here. and I remember just Commissioner Ingutia saying that nini endelea kujienjoy those ones with salamander waists, mkirudi mtapata wale ambao tuko na roto tanks. so he had a very good sense of humor. He also cooked, and he loved food, you know, and so he was an excellent human being, and we are truly broken as a commission and as a people who spent a lot of time together. So just Dad Majanja, thank you very much for bringing such a wonderful human being. And for the community, thank you very much for lending Justice Majanja to us and for the time that he shared with us. This reminds me, in conclusion, this song by Remy Ongala, which is go to Kifo, 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 kifo hakina huruma. This is one of those deaths that really had no mercy on us. We have a tribute that were written in court at the Judicial Service Commission and at the Judiciary that will hand over to the family. Thank you very much, and be blessed, and may the soul of Justice Majanja rest in eternal peace.
Thank you very much, Honorable Commissioners, for that tribute. Indeed, I know you spent long hours together, and so just having come less than 2 months ago upon re-election, this bites very deep. Just before I invite the principal judge to welcome the Honorable Justice Oko, Justice Mucherulia did mention there was a committee that was appointed by the Chief Justice to arrange this, this whole function, and we just want to recognize your work. If you could just kindly stand up for the great work that you have done since the demise of our brother. The committee has been working tirelessly back in Nairobi. Thank you very much. You may have your seats. Let me welcome the Honorable PJ to please welcome Justice Oko. Thank you.
To the church, to the family, to the governor, Your Excellency, it is time now for us to invite the Honorable Judge of the Supreme Court, none other than Justice William Ouko, who will give the condolences of the Honorable Chief Justice. My Lord, Justice Ouko, it's your time.
Thank you, my Lord. To the family of David, to my colleague judges, judicial officers, and all the mourners in this tent, before I read the tribute of the Honorable, the Chief Justice, I think, Paul, you forgot to invite the representative of the President of the Court of Appeal, and so it is really indeed my honor to invite Lady Justice Hannah Ukwengu to give a tribute from the President of the Court of Appeal, the judges and the staff. My lady.
Thank you, my Lord. To the family of Mr. Justice Majanja, Mzee, and the rest of the family, to the church, and to the honorable judges and all leaders here present, I join you in condoling with the family and at the same time celebrating the life of our dear friend and colleague. I want to recognize the Court of Appeal judges who are present here. Please, can you just stand and wave? We are here on behalf of the Court of Appeal and on behalf of the President of the Court of Appeal. As I've said, we just want to say pole. Honorable Mr. Justice Majanja was a man who has left a very, very rich legacy, and we've had it all. I do not need to repeat it. In fact, when the judge was vying for the second term as a representative of the Judicial Service Commission, some of us in the Court of Appeal were hoping that he would lose. We were hoping so because we were being selfish,
because we thought he had done enough in the judicial service and he should now come and join us in the Court of Appeal. But I know the judge was somebody who was very well focused, and he knew that his work in the Judicial Service Commission was not complete. So he sacrificed coming to the Court of Appeal and decided to remain in the Judicial Service Commission. Those of us who have done appeals from his court have always been pleasantly not really surprised, because that was expected of him, but he made our work so much easier, because in his appeals you literally had everything cut out for you. It was not difficult to deal with an appeal from his court. And so we just want to thank God for the life of Mr. Justice Majanja. God has taken him at that early age of 51 years, but his work on earth was done because he has left a very rich legacy. May the Lord receive him in eternal peace. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Judge. I understand a bit of Kiluya, one, because my background is Samia. I have my roots are there, and I'm also married from Bungoma, so I understood a bit of Kiluya that was spoken here. And I know specifically the Deputy Speaker of the County Assembly hinted that this death, being painful as it is, has given the community an opportunity to see the judges that they read in the papers, that they watch on TV. And so I want to take this opportunity. I know they have been introduced, but I want the people to see them and perhaps even hear some of their voices. But before I do that, I also know in our midst we have judges who served in the past and who served with the late David. May I ask the retired judges? I've seen Judge Azangalala, I've seen Judge Mukule, if you can kindly stand just for acknowledgement. Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much. And before I say my bit about David and read the Honorable, the Chief Justice's tribute, may I ask all the judges, all level of judges. I know our judicial staff have been introduced by the Honorable CRJ. I know our magistrates and judicial officers have also been introduced. I don't know if we have Kadis here. They are part of the judicial officers group. So let me ask the judges to just join me here in front so that people of Shinyalu can see you, so that His Excellency the Governor can also see you. You are in his county. So please join me up here, all the judges. Thank you, thank you. This is the only opportunity for us, so please bear with us. We'll not see our brother again, and that's why we've come in the numbers that you can see. The judges gather in Mombasa normally for an annual event called Colloquium, and this is our colloquium in Shinyalu. We are very many, but I'll ask us to just say our names and where you serve, and I'll start from here. my Lord.
Thank you so much. All protocols observed. Mlembe mwesi kala enangwa andai di judge wa High Court Erlanga Huisero kala mwesi.
Good afternoon. I'm Justice Teresa Odera. I serve at Kisii High Court.
Mlembe mwesi Justice Anthony Otengo Ombwayo. I serve at Nakuru Erlanga Mumias.
Mlembe vozi Jemima Kelly, I'm a resident judge here, serving in the Employment and Labor Relations Court. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm Justice Alice Bett, serving in Kakamega High Court. Poleni.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Justice Stella Ruto. I serve at the Employment and Labor Relations Court in Nairobi. Poleni sana.
Good afternoon. I'm Justice Ocharo Kebira. I serve in the Employment and Labor Relations Court, Nairobi. Poleni sana.
Mrembe Mwesi, Mrembe Handi, Justice Boaz Olao. I work in Busia. My home is in Huisero. Maybe, Chair, with your permission, I've heard so many good things said about our departed brother. I just want to confirm about the goodness in him. A day before his demise, he called me. There was some meeting I was supposed to attend where Judge Ouko was chairing, and he told me, Boaz, I'll not be able to attend. I'm going for a small surgery which will not take long, but he asked me to send the message to Judge Ouko and the other team. And unfortunately, the following day, he passed on. So I think that was a day, that's a way, Chair, of saying jambo, kwaheri to all of us. So, mzee Verishon na family, naendelea kuambia pole na Mungu afariji. Asante.
Mrembe Mwesi, Mrembe Handi. Once again, Emilio is my High Court. Correct. Poleni tena.
Good afternoon, everyone. Praise God. I'm Justice Wilfrida Osodo Okwany. By God's grace, I'm the presiding judge, Nyamira High Court.
I'm Jambo tena. My names are Justice Abida Ali Aroni, Court of Appeal, Nairobi. Poleni sana.
I'm Jambo wote. Kwa majina mimi naitwa Enoch Cherono, ELC, judge wa mashamba na mazingira, Bungoma. Poleni sana.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Christine Meoli. I'm a judge of the High Court, presiding judge, Civil Division, Nairobi.
God is good, and all the time. My name is Dalmas Omondi Ohungo, Judge of the Environment and Land Court and Presiding Judge Kakamega. To all the mourners, karibuni sana Kakamega, pole to the family.
Mjamboni nyote. Mimi naitwa Justice John Wananda. Niko High Court Eldoret, Uasin Gishu. Poleni nyote.
Good afternoon. My name is Justice Emmanuel Washe. I'm the judge, ELC Transmara. Poleni sana mzee, and to the family.
Good afternoon. My name is Munyao Sila. I'm judge of the Environment and Land Court in Kisii. I'm also the presiding judge in Kisii. Poleni sana.
Good afternoon. My name is Moses Ado, judge of the High Court, Nairobi. With the permission of I think I want to mention something. When I heard the passing of the judge, I was really touched. We had spoken with the judge that week, and judge had indicated that we needed to write a book. What he told me is that he's going to complete the interviews for the Court of Appeal judges, and when he comes back, we will sit together and design that book. The principal judge High Court, this is something I think it's been left in your hands. I'll be coming to you and to challenge me so that together we realize that dream for our brother judge. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Sophie Chirchir. I'm based at Kakamega High Court, Poleni family.
Bwana asifiwe. My name is Asana Dhongeri, Judge of the High Court, serving at Milimani Civil Court. I was the twin court to Justice Majanja.
Good afternoon, Monas. My name is James Wakiaga. I'm the presiding judge, Murang'a High Court.
Asante. Kwa heshima na taadhima ni suni ni wasalimu katika jina la Yesu. Mimi naitwa Justice Anthony Mrima, presiding judge pale Kitale. Kwa baba mzazi, pole sana. Mama na ndugu zangu, poleni sana kwa hili.
Good afternoon. My name is Pauline Nyamwea, serving at the Court of Appeal in Nairobi. Poleni sana, and may our brother rest in eternal peace.
Mulembe Mos, Mulembe Hand. Kumera bandanga Oscar Ngote. I'm the principal judge kwa ile koti ya mazingira na mashamba. I sit in Nairobi as a judge. Once again, my condolences to the family and the entire community of Sinyalo, Embu.
Murembe bosi, Murembe kandi. Mimi naitwa Fatuma Sichale, ni judge wa mahakama ya rufaa, nafanya kazi Nairobi, lakini ni Kitale, kwa hivyo sisi ni majirani. Poleni sana.
God is good and all the time, and I am a witness. My name is Hannah Okwengu. I'm the presiding judge, Court of Appeal, Kisumu. Pole sana mzee and the family.
Good afternoon, fellow mourners. My name is Justice Sogola. I am the principal judge of the High Court. Family, pole sana. God is still in control. Thank you very much.
Mlembe Mwezi. My name is Agri Mcherule. I serve in the Court of Appeal in Nyeri. Asanteni.
Mlembe Mosi, Mlembe Handi. Wananganga Lydia Chode, ndi muhana musamia, tulasamia nangina, wahonanga de Majanja, ndi mkoti ya appeal. Pole sana maba.
Mlembe Vosi. Mlembe Vosi. My name is Justice Stephen Radido. I'm 20 days old in Nairobi. Previously, I've been serving in the Employment and Labor Relations Court in Kisumu. Peace.
Joel Ngugi, Court of Appeal, Kisumu. Marge was a classmate, friend, high school and law school. Thank you.
Mrembe Vosi. Bwana asifiwe sana. My name is Jessie Lesit. Nasema pole kwa jamii, wazazi na jamii ya Justice Majanja. Asante sana.
Mrembe Vosi, Mrembe Handi. God is good. My name is Tabitha Owia. I serve at the High Court, Milimani Civil Division. The late Majanja was my immediate colleague in the division. Pole sana kwa mzee, peace be still, peace be still. It shall be well.
Good afternoon. My name is Christine Bari. I serve at the Employment and Labor Relations Court at Kisumu. I'm your neighbor. Poleni sana to the family of Justice Majanja. Thank you.
Good afternoon.
I'm Rachel Ngetich, High Court Judge, serving in Kabarnet High Court. Poleni sana.
Mrembe Mwesi. My name is Jane Muyoti Onyango. I'm a judge of the Environment and Land Court based at Eldoret. Mzee, pole sana. Pamoja na familia yako na jamii ya Shinyalu. Just to say that I'm a product of this constituency. I went to school at Shibuya.
Okay.
Mirembe Bosi, Mirembe Khandi, Mirembe Chamalik, Mwemi Itso Minye, Nangwa Rosli Mubunoro Wendo, Mukhana Mutsunga, Ndulatsaha, Alutota, Nami Alutora and the neighbor, Hokurit, Hoverere, Bosi Mukhsaliro. Musakhulu pole. Abraham ne family yenyu pole. Kala. Mwami mkazi, asante mno.
Good afternoon, everyone. I am Judge Rose Ougo. People normally confuse me with Judge Ouko. So I'm Judge Ougo. I am a High Court judge, but also presiding judge of Bungoma High Court. And I schooled in Mukumu Girls for a long time. Mzee and the family, Pauline, look up to Jesus.
Mrembe Bosi, Mrembe Handi, Lira ni Jairus Nga, the judge wa High Court, presiding Judicial Review Division, Nairobi, Embo mno.
Murembe Bosi, Murembe Handi, Khumira bananga Dora, Otitio Chepkonyi, Nzinibulwa Chebiyusi, Mukhana Munyala, lakini nabiri siroka Kakamega, na Majanja, yali mwana Rumuti. He was my very close friend. So pole to the family. Pray, we are praying for you, and also pray for us, because for some of us it's going to be difficult. Thank you.
Kwa majina Justice Kemei, na hudumu katika mahakama ya Bungoma. Familia nasema pole.
Mirembe ja David, Kurita Nangangwa Bernard, Mwerasa Eboso, Ahetu ni Hasabatia Eborogori. David has been a great friend of mine for many years, more than 3 decades. He was a family friend. My wife and David were in the same school in Eldoret, same primary school. So he was someone who was very close to us as a family. To Mzee we say Modi, asante.
Hamjambo. Naitwa Julius Maringar, Judge Mombasa High Court. Poleni.
Mirembe Bosi, Mirembe mno, Mwami Itso Minywi. Kwa majina naitwa Hedwig Imbosa Ongudi, nindi judge Nakuru. Majanja David yali mulina, yali mwana weru. Bwana mbariki.
Jambo. Kwa majina ni Maureen Odero, presiding judge. Pole sana mzee, and to all the family, David was a very sad.
Mrembe Bosi, Mrembe Handi. Kwa majina naitwa Judy Omange. I work in Milimani as a judge in the Environment and Land Court. I was a friend and a classmate of Judge David Majanja. Poleni sana again.
as you can see, if the judiciary was a company, the people from this region would have 70% shares. The people from this region over the years have invested in the judiciary. There was a time that you could only hear judges from this area. And so we thank you for the foundation and for giving us such great jurists. I set out to come to this ceremony to celebrate with all of you as a colleague and as a friend to David. I have known David, I think, throughout our professional lives. He's junior to me in age, and many times even in the profession, but many times I would consult him. When I was in the High Court, many times I would call him to find out some of his decisions to share with me. He has been a beacon of leadership, and I confirm the attributes that you've had since he passed on the 10th, that he's a loving person, he's a man of integrity, a man committed to his service of the nation. He loved God, he loved his family, he was humble, he was generous. And so I believe, I'm not judging him, but I believe that David's name is in the book of life. That David is resting where he is supposed to be, in heaven. And that when we all go, we shall meet him there. We are taught in the book, in the holy book, that in every situation, in all our circumstances, we must give thanks, we must give glory. And so though David has left us suddenly, so painfully, questions are being asked, but in all that we give thanks to God for the great things he has done to this nation, to the family, to the colleagues who work with him in the judiciary. I have a message from the Honorable the Chief Justice. As you recall, the Honorable the Chief Justice came to the house where we met Mzee and Mama and the siblings. The Chief Justice attended the Requiem Mass on Ngong Road, and this is the message that she has sent me to deliver, and I'm privileged to do that on her behalf. Honorable Justice David Majanja lived by a mantra you will find pinned on his X, formerly Twitter handle, Kenyan Jurist. And in that handle, he writes, "Law is my life, justice is blood," end quotes. This mantra epitomized his distinguished career as a legal practitioner, his years of service as a judge of the High Court, and his tenure as a commissioner of the Judicial Service Commission. It reflects his commitment to upholding the rule of law and ensure the fair administration of justice. He dedicated his life to those principles, applying the law impartially to ensure equal justice for all. Honorable Mr. Justice Majanja made significant contributions to the administration of justice and the development of our jurisprudence. Among his numerous landmark decisions, two stand out for their emphasis on access to justice and the rule of law. In the case of Kenya Bus Services Limited and another versus Minister for Transport and two others, decided in the year 2012, Mr. Justice Majanja held that the mandatory 30 days notice of intention to sue the government violated the right of access to justice and constituted an unjustified limitation in a democratic society. He memorably ruled that, and I quote, "By incorporating the right of access to justice, the Constitution requires us to look beyond the dry letter of the law. The right of access to justice is a reaction and a protection against legal formalism and dogmatism, where the state is at the front, left, and center of the citizen's life. The law should not impose hurdles on accountability of the government through the courts," end quotes. In the case of Samora Engineering Limited versus Kenya Revenue Authority, again in 2012, Mr. Justice Majanja acknowledged the new dawn of a rule of law based state and society brought by the 2010 Constitution. He notably observed, and I quote, "By placing the values of rule of law, good governance, transparency, and accountability at the center of the Constitution, we must now embrace the culture of justification, which requires that every official act must find its place and locus in the law and underpinning in the Constitution," end quotes. Mr. Justice Majanja was a diligent and hardworking judge. Despite his duties as a commissioner at the JSC, he constantly delivered judgments on time and was frequently among the judges with the highest number of judgments delivered in the judiciary. At the JSC, he played a pivotal role in developing various policies and programs. He was compassionately committed to institution building initiatives aimed at making both the JSC and the judiciary efficient and responsive to the justice needs of the Kenyan people. As an active member of the community, Mr. Justice Majanja gave back wholeheartedly. He was a mentor, he was a provider to many who, by emulating his example, have risen to become defenders of the law and providers of their own communities. He was a light and shone brightly to everyone who knew him. Mr. Justice Majanja was a devoted servant of our nation, and his death leaves an irreplaceable void. His profound impact on our justice institutions and the rule of law is indelible. We have been privileged to witness his intense, abiding devotion to both. We extend our prayers, we extend our sincere condolences to the family, friends, colleagues, and the judiciary, as well as JSC family. May the soul of Mr. Justice David Majanja rest in eternal peace. May I also say that may the Lord give Mr. Justice Majanja eternal rest. I know he's in the right place, in a place where there's no pain, where there's no death, where there's no taxation. May he rest in peace.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Justice Ouko, for those remarks on behalf of the Honorable the Chief Justice, and thank you very much on behalf of the judiciary, all the tributes that have been made, and we tell Majanja and the family, may God continue to comfort you, may God continue to give you strength, and let us look up to him because he is our hope. Poleni, and poleni to all of us. At this juncture, let me welcome my fellow MC to conclude the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Paul. Just for the record, the judiciary took 2 hours and 3 minutes. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, I assure you that in the next 15 minutes, we will all be done, so I beg for your patience. Ladies and gentlemen, as the judiciary was making their presentations, His Excellency, the second Governor of Kakamega, Fernandez Barasa, arrived, and Your Excellency, we appreciate and recognize your presence. Kwa hivyo sasa ni wanenaji watatu tu ambao wataongea na watatumia jumla ya dakika 12. Dakika 3 tutoe sadaka kwa ajili ya kanisa letu na familia na tukamilishe ibada yetu. Mr. Speaker, all MCAs and all leaders had spoken, but because you are our speaker, you have 1 minute to just introduce yourself formally.
Thank you very much. Mrembe mwesi. Mrembe handi. The judiciary, our governor. My name is James Namati. I am the speaker of this Kakamega County. Justice Majanja was a good friend. He was a class behind me at the University of Nairobi. While he was in the year 96, I was in the year 95. But we are so close from that time that we have been close up to the time of his death. In him we have lost. I know the judiciary, you have lost. The people of Kakamega have lost. The whole has actually lost. This is a brilliant son who should have stayed with us at least a little bit more. And I know his career was rising. Had he stayed up to a good age, he would have actually risen to the very apex of the judiciary. Asante sana. Mungu amemchukua kwa sababu yeye ndiye alimleta na yeye ndiye ametoa. Na jina la Mungu litukuzwe.
Asante sana Mheshimiwa Spika wa Bunge la Jimbo. Pia miongoni mwetu kwa kupunga mkono tu mwanabiashara wetu mashuhuri ndugu Cleophas Shimanyula, punga tu mkono watu wakuone. Tafadhali keti. Mheshimiwa mbunge wa eneo bunge la Ugenya pia amejiunga na sisi, and with profound respect the honorable member, your boss from parliament had already spoken, who is Gladys Boss, but since you are a party leader, you will have 1 minute to make a remark and invite His Excellency the Governor.
Thank you to the church, to the family, to the judiciary, Juuko. I'm not here because I'm a politician. I'm here because in the passing on of Justice Majanja, I have profound personal loss. I don't think I would have been but the person I am today if I didn't meet Majanja 22 years ago. Majanja has literally molded me into the person I am today. And so in his passing on, I feel so much pain, so much pain. I believe that the God who brought him in this world will comfort the family, will comfort all of us, will ensure that his family doesn't lack. When I was running for the first time for Parliament in 2013, the only person who encouraged me to run was Majanja. My wife said no. My family said no. But because Majanja had seen me grow from when I was 20 years old, he thought I had it. I think one of the best mentees Majanja ever had. He was the best uncle to my children. When he came home, and he came home almost every 2 weeks, my wife brought out the best cutlery we have, the best plates, the best cups. He was the best guest of our house. When I went to start, I've been married for only 1 year. 1 year. And Marge ensured that my wife never lacked a thing. When I was dating my wife, he would ask me, Wewe, have you taken your girlfriend out? Tuambia sina pesa leo. When we come to the office, he was my elder brother. I've lost and lost immensely. But I'm sure God will rest his soul in peace, and that we'll meet there. Majanja lived a simple life. He would not own 2 cars, no. He would own 1 car. Live simply. If you travel to the US, he would call you and tell you, ningependa uchukulie kitu mahali. So you'd think maybe something big. You start checking how much you have in your account. Then he'll send you a bookshop. You know, some 1 or 2 states away, and tell you, that's the only bookshop that has that book. You must get it for me. We'll miss him. My son, who was not able to be here and to mourn him in high school, told me to say that he is the best uncle he ever met. May the Lord rest his soul in peace. Governor Barasa, my friend, karibu sana.
Majanja, kanisa la kimarafiki, jaji wote ambao wako hapa wakiongozwa na jaji mkuu William Ouko, mawakili na bandu banji beshinyali mlembe ya Justice Majanja. Kwanza kabisa, kwa niaba ya wanakakamega wote, mimi nimekuja hapa kuleta pole zangu kwa sababu the late Justice Majanja was a great friend of mine.
Lano veterano orera polisi omukoto wanje vera mama Rulaga Cruz. So papa gere chumpole fiano kono arumisa wanje sana. When my elections were postponed in 2022 for 3 weeks, he called me almost every day to encourage me. He told me, umepiga ground sawa sawa Kota ni Mjomba, because my mother comes from Shinyanga. And when umepiga grounds, don't worry. This victory was just delayed. Utashinda kura Kota. I've really lost a very great friend. We've lost a great son of the soil, kama wana Kakamega. We've lost a great jurist in the name of Justice David Majanja. Na sisi tunasema pole kwa familia kwa sababu Justice Majanja my mother comes from Shinyanga, na tumepoteza ndugu ambaye alikuwa kielelezo cha familia, na pia he was a mentor to many. When you read the tributes, utaona ya kwamba tumepoteza a great person in the county of Kakamega. Jambo la pili, nashukuru sana wageni wote ambao wamekuja hapa kutusaidia kwa matanga hii ya ndugu yetu. Majaji wote mkiongozwa na jaji mkuu, my brother DPP, we really appreciate you. Mawakili wote ambao wamekuja hapa na wageni wote ambao wamekuja kwa harusi ya mwisho ya ndugu yetu, we really want to appreciate you for the support of our family as the Majanjas. Jambo la mwisho, tukiwa hapa Kakamega, we want to appreciate the support ya JSC. Vile tulikuwa na mkutano, we are ready to increase the justice system in Kakamega County. That tulisemezana ya kwamba while we partner with the county, let us have justice being delivered to the people in their close proximity. tuko na shamba kule Likuyani. We are ready to support the judiciary so that we can establish a law court to our people in Likuyani. We want to have law courts in every sub-county in Kakamega County. And that is a commitment ambayo nilisema kisha collaborate with JSC ili watu wetu waweze kupata haki karibu na mahali ambapo wanaishi. Na mimi kama gavana wa Kakamega County naunga mkono kinara wetu Raila Amolo Odinga kwa sababu yeye ni kinara wetu, na mambo ya dialogue sisi kama wanazimio tumesema we are supporting the dialogue kwa sababu kama viongozi we must offer leadership. Na pia mimi nimesema ya kwamba Gen Zs wote wa Kakamega na waunga mkono. Wiki ijayo imeandaa mkutano, a physical meeting na Gen Zs wote wa Kakamega ili tuweze kujadiliana vile tunasaidiana kuongoza kaunti yetu. Gen Zs mmeongea, mlishurutisha rais akasikiza, na pia mimi nimesema we must give an opportunity to our Gen Zs so that they can participate in the leadership and development of our county and our country. Kwa sababu wageni wamekuwa hapa kwa muda mrefu, I want to appreciate the Fieldwell Committee led by my brother Justice Mchelule, and because I didn't have an opportunity to support the Fieldwell Committee, ningependa kutoa msaada kidogo hapa kwa Fieldwell Committee wa shilingi 50,000, alafu hoza Gershom pora ukozia umuhoza wefu nitakupatia shilingi 50,000 pale ili kusaidia masika kwa msiano wetu. Na kanisa, nashukuru sana kwaya yetu. Mimi katika parokia yetu mimi ni patron wa kwaya, natambua kwaya sana. Kwaya pia nitakupatia shilingi 20,000 kwa sababu mmekuwa watulivu sana na mmesaidia matanga ya familia yetu ya the Majanjas. So with those many remarks, ningependa the Fieldwell Committee, najua Annette, I don't know who is receiving the support. Tafadhali due to public accountability, ningependa kutoa mchango wangu kidogo kusaidia matanga yetu ya ndugu Majanja. Muhoza Papa Gershom Emmanuel Korizi, lakini kulialala Mungu atakusaidia na familia pia. Tunasema kanisa muombe familia yetu. Kwaya yetu tafadhali, mmefanya kazi nzuri, mliawandabalai mugoimbe wabalai sana. Shilingi 20,000 kwa kwaya yetu. Mwisho kabisa, mimi nashukuru nyinyi wote. I really appreciate the family from the judiciary, all our lawyers who are here, marafiki wote kuja katika harusi ya mwisho ya ndugu yetu, na tunaomba Mungu ailaze roho yake mahali pema pazuri. Mrembo sana.
Naomba tuwe watulivu tukamilishe. Tafadhali pale tuwe watulivu. Pale tuwe watulivu tukamilishe. Asante sana Mheshimiwa Gavana wa jimbo letu. Langu ni tangazo moja tu kwa wakazi hapa Kakamega, kisha tuwe sadaka. Juzi kulikuwa na maandamano kule town na vijana wakashikwa. Wakauliza sisi mawakili Kakamega tuwawakilishe, hatukuweza, tulikataa. Kwa sababu katika yale maandamano
mulipiga na kuharibu ofisi ya wakili mmoja, na iwapo mtaendelea kufanya maandamano mkipiga ofisi za mawakili, mtafute watu wa kuwakilisha mnaposhikwa kuanzia leo. Kabla ya kwenda maandamano, ujue afisi ya wakili ni gani, afisi ya jaji ni gani, afisi ya hakimu ni gani, muzikinge. Ndiposa mkishikwa na polisi tutawasaidia. Lakini mkituandama tutaomba mnyongwe kule ndani, msiai tulia tena. Sasa naomba radhi kwaya muimbe, sote tuweze kutoa sadaka na baadaye kanisa ifunge na maombi. Na familia, kuna private ceremony itaendelea kule ya familia ya karibu, wana familia wa karibu. Kama wewe ni mwananchi wa kawaida, utakula chakula hapa na urudi ulikotoka. Asante. Kwaya. Kuna mambo ya box ya sadaka inapita, ikipita karibu na wewe weka, baraka isikupite. Whether you are from the Friends Church, the Catholic Church, or whether you don't believe in anything, wewe weka tu sadaka, tutakupanga.
Yesu aliniongoza, nikimtazama uso wake, atanisadikisha. Imba Yesu, 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 ni jina tamu, imeniridhisha katika mwendo wako, nikianguka kidogo chini, Yesu ataniongoza, amenitolea ahadi, uchungu atapoza. Imba Yesu, Yesu, Yesu.
Shaomba nitapenda tu movement ndio tuna kwa Mhanji.